Hi, everybody. It is Thursday, March the 13th. Hope you're having a great day so far. Hope you've been enjoying this nice, beautiful spring-like weather. And if you remember, it was 32 years ago today and yesterday that we had the 1993 blizzard. So it's nice to have a nice 70-degree day on this day, looking back, unless you like a lot of the snow. And many of you have had those memories of that snow. You've shared them with me, and I appreciate that. This time we're talking about something, of course, different, as we've been keeping you updated all week long on potential for severe weather this weekend. Still, again, a lot of uncertainty with timing, but I'll show you sort of the what-ifs here as we get into Saturday and what we're watching that could affect things both during the morning, afternoon, and into the evening hours, and understand as well that, timing, strength, location of the system can still change between now and Saturday, but I'll show you at least what we're looking at here from a forecasting point of view. I'm here live in my home studio. I'll be back in the News Channel 9 studio in a few hours, of course, for News Channel 9 tonight at 5:36, and on Fox Channel at 10, News Channel 9 at 11, and we'll do this all over again during the day tomorrow. A lot to talk about, though. We have lunar eclipse tonight. Clouds around, hopefully getting some peaks of that. We'll talk about that momentarily. And a few showers today, though not on the severe side. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about a chance for a few storms early Saturday morning. And then, of course, the main event afternoon and especially for the evening. So kind of coming in stages here for the next couple of days. But I thank everybody for watching, joining in. Let me check the screen here. We have Beth watching. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate you joining us. And a few more folks jumping on board as well. Well, let's get right to it here. I'm going to reduce the size of me because I know you don't want to see me in here. We're going to take a look at the lunar eclipse for tonight. And again, all these times are noted in Eastern time. It starts the total eclipse time at around 2:25 and it peaks right before 3 a.m. Very early in the morning. This is where the moon goes within the Earth's shadow and casts that rusty red shading on the moon. And hopefully if we get some cloud breaks, you'll be able to see that. Although, again, it's right in the middle of the night at about 3 a.m. Peaking for that 1 hour maximum eclipse time. So hopefully you can definitely check that out and get a chance to enjoy that. It's always cool to see. And if you do see the photos, send them into our chime-in page. We'd love to see that. All right, this afternoon, it is quite warm. Temperatures upper 60s to around 70. Nice southwesterly breeze. Got some filtered sunshine out there. There are some clouds at times, sunshine at times, and there are even a few showers locally at the moment. Had a few of those develop right along the plateau on the western edge of Sequatchie County, moving into Van Buren and parts of Bledsoe. Brief downpour, not far from the Spencer area and just west of Fall Creek Falls, but nothing severe with that. Might have a few strokes of lightning and claps of thunder, but I don't think anything severe with that. Spotty showers elsewhere. This system coming by today, tonight is not a big rainmaker whatsoever. It's just kind of meager. So you can see there are some spotty showers here and there. A few more back over the northwestern part of the state, heading toward Middle Tennessee. So occasionally from time to time this evening, overnight, we're going to see some of those spotty showers start to move on through. Expanding the view just a bit, what we have today is the surface trough lifting north along with this stationary front. So everything's kind of moving this direction, okay? Kind of lifting in that direction. So it's kind of keeping us in a very warm pattern. A few showers. We'd love to have more because of the wildfire situation, but that's not going to be the case with this system. The one we're watching for the weekend, that is emerging out of the Rockies now, out of Nevada, however you want to say it. And it's moving off to the north and east. It'll make its way across the Rockies into the Plain States and really set up a massive wind machine. That low pressure is going to deepen. The pressure gradient or pressure difference is going to create a lot of wind around here. So we're all going to experience a lot of wind Friday night, Saturday. That's a given. The location and the amount of severe weather remains the second unknown there because, where exactly those storms will strike. But that's something that we're closely watching where the energy lies. But area-wide, the winds are going to be a big, big issue. Now, let's shift gears because this situation tonight is not severe. We move toward later tomorrow night and early Saturday. This severe weather threat, if you'll notice, is for starting tomorrow morning through Saturday morning. But during the day Friday, it's mostly going to be over in here. As that low, as I just mentioned, deepens and moves east. What we're going to be dealing with is what's left of that line, mainly toward about that time Saturday morning, 6 to 8 a.m. So it'll be a first line Saturday. It's a big if right now. And that's the thing about Saturday. There are a lot of stages, that are a lot of ifs involved here. If we have the morning round, it could impact if we have any supercells developing during the afternoon. And then, of course, the main line that we're really watching, that arrives later Saturday evening and the early stage of the overnight. But there are several other stages there, and those are kind of a lot of what ifs involved there. We know the main line's coming, but it's the what ifs involved before it gets there. And that picture is going to become clear in the days ahead. But either way, level 1 risk locally for most of us except west of the plateau during the very early morning hours of Saturday towards sunrise. The main action right along I-65, Nashville, Huntsville, and west for Friday night. As far as damaging wind threat with that first round. We're not talking about the Saturday round yet. This is just for early Saturday morning of what's left over from that line for us. Kind of a low end risk of damaging wind gusts. With that, we'll watch that. And again, that's if it holds together and makes its way to the east. But again, the greater threat tomorrow night, this hatched area here from west of Nashville to Memphis to Paducah to St. Louis, that's where the main action is going to be. That's associated with that big low rotating through the plain states. Then we turn our attention to the tornado threat. Again, very low for us on what's left. Again, what's left of that line for Saturday morning. And I'll show it to you on the future track. What's left of it has a very low end chance. The higher chances, again, are west of I-65. Dealing with more of the daytime heating going on Friday night. So that's the first line. And we'll have to see if what's left of that moves over us or if it just falls apart. So that's what if number 1. That's one of the variables there. Then we turn our attention to Saturday and into early Sunday. And again, this could come in different stages as well. Area-wide, we're all under that level 3 enhanced risk. We've been that way for the past 2 days. There is a much higher threat, level 4, and I'll show you the energy. There's a lot of energy here in Mississippi, Alabama for bigger tornado potential there, an outbreak of severe storms, so to speak. And then less of an extent off to the north and to the east. Now, this is on the day 3 severe weather risk, so they don't break down the individual damaging risk and damaging wind risk and tornado risk. Instead, it's a more broader risk of severe storm risk. And so overall for us, there's a 30% chance that you can encounter a severe storm. In that, if you'll notice these broad stripes, this is a hatched area, and it indicates that there's a greater than 10% chance, 25% chance, 10% chance that some of the storms could bring the severe elements, so damaging wind gusts and isolated tornadoes. So that chance is there. So it's the 30% chance area-wide, 10% chance within 25 miles of a given point that there could be those factors happening. So it's kind of filtering on down just a little bit. Also, the risk is much higher to our south and west, 45% chance, south of Birmingham and down below. So that's where that level 4 is. Now, could these threat levels change? They could. It all depends upon, of course, we'll see how that first round evolves for early Saturday, then how Saturday evolves through Saturday evening. So that's sort of the breakdown for that going through Saturday. Again, these are all the parameters set up by the Storm Prediction Center. All right, let's go and take a look at the future track. And, backing up, we're starting with today. Some isolated showers here and there taking us to the evening. Might be a rumble of thunder, a few downpours. I don't see anything severe tonight, but very spotty. Some outdoor interruptions at times this evening and then into the overnight hours as well. I've got this pointed out. This is around 1:30 to 2 a.m. Friday morning. Keeping in mind the eclipse. A lot of clouds around, but some breaks also. So fingers crossed that you'll be able to see part of that eclipse if you want to get up early. Just keep in mind through the early morning hours, there's still going to be at least a few spotty showers kind of drifting on by and clouds in and out. So hopefully you get a clear spot and see that eclipse, but it'll be battling some clouds at times. All right, through early Friday morning, most of the day tomorrow, no severe weather through sunset, but it'll be cloudy and the wind starting to pick up. Kind of like last week with that system, the big wind system we had. It's got a couple of days of wind coming up. The wind speed is going to pick up. Temperatures tomorrow will peak out into the 60s to around 70, even some late day sun. then clouds coming back into tomorrow evening. But again, even through tomorrow evening through midnight, not much going on. Now, this is where we start looking at Saturday in stages. And again, a lot of this can still change. These are sort of the what-if phases. So what I mean by that is we know that main line is coming later Saturday evening, Saturday night. That'll possess a damaging wind threat, isolated tornado threat, and very heavy rain. The other factors are, will this first round of storms impact us? What's left of those? And then we could have as a low pressure develops to our south, some supercell storms develop Saturday afternoon. That's still a what if. That's still an uncertainty. If those don't develop, then a large part of Saturday is calmer, and then we wait on the main line Saturday evening, Saturday night with that very slow moving line. So this is stage one. Stage one is to watch and see what's left of these storms, which again has a low end severe threat Saturday morning, 6 to 8 a.m. Some of those can move by. This is our in-house future track model. It indicates that there still could be some energy left. So we need to pay attention first for that Saturday morning time frame for that first round of storms moving by. Some models not as bullish though. Some models say a lot of that's going to fall apart. This one shows it kind of holding together. So we're still 48 hours out. We'll keep an eye on that. Then we turn our attention away from that line. Notice what's left of that line moves away. And then we start watching activity back here to the south and to the west. If anything develops early in advance of the main line, that's when you can get some supercell storms evolving because the atmosphere is going to be very rich with energy. It's already going to be a very windy day Saturday. Aside from any storms, Saturday is going to be downright windy. Wind gusts of 30 to 40 throughout the day. That's away from any storms. And then, of course, higher into the evening as the main line approaches, 60, 70 or higher. So it could have down trees, could have power outages, and there's a lot of energy up above for those storms to tap into. So that's something to watch. So notice by early afternoon, you've got this push of storms pushing north. If these do develop, these will have to be really watched for any chance of any supercells developing with that, okay? That's what I would be very cautious about. But again, it's a big what if right now if those develop, if this model is correct. And then, of course, we get to late afternoon. This is everything evolving and developing in advance of the main line. So again, anything developing late afternoon into the evening is going to be tapping into more of that upper level energy, more of that energy moving in, more wind shear aloft could promote the chance of some of those being severe. So again, we look at Saturday night, and again, this is early to mid-evening, potential for heavy rain and storms. The main line still farther back to the west, with a lot of heavy rain falling. And again, within any of those, you could have some severe elements developing. We'll have to see. You know, is there a chance that heavy rain moves in and stabilizes things? Sure, that could happen. It really could, and hold things to the south. That's not out of the realm of possibility. If that would be the case, we do ignore heavy rain and severe weather. Fine. I'd be, so we can't say that for certain. There's still a lot of uncertainty, those stages during the morning, stages of the afternoon, then leading up to that main line during the evening. So that's what we're having to watch very carefully. But I want you aware of that. So as you make your Saturday afternoon plans, be aware of, what we talked about, like, I better check the radar before I start any activity outside Saturday because of the threat that some could be severe. But along with that, it's going to be windy throughout the day Saturday. Then we go to the late overnight phase. The heavier rain starts to move out. So then the early to pre-dawn hours of Sunday, a lot of this is gone. So by Sunday morning, it's all out of here. It's going to be windy Sunday, but not quite as bad. All right, wind gusts. So during the day, Friday, winds will pick up. Tomorrow, 20, 25, occasional gusts up to 30. Tomorrow night into early Saturday morning with that first round or what's left of that first round moving in, you got wind gusts 20 to 30 at times and higher. And then notice as we go through the day Saturday during the afternoon, 20 to 30, gusts over 35 at higher elevations. Later afternoon, those wind speeds do really start to pick up. And this is some of that energy up above us is moving in. So gusts 30 to 40 are possible. And you get higher gusts with that main line approaching late to the overnight. This is late Saturday evening into overnight, into early Sunday morning. You got gusts 40 to 50. And they'll be stronger within some storms because everything is rushing by up above us. There'll be winds at 5,000 feet over 70 miles an hour. Some storms could tap into that and push that to the surface. So we saw that happen a couple of weeks ago, and we got to be mindful of that. So aside from any storm threat, just the winds alone, again, could cause power outages. So very concerned about that. Once we approach Sunday, the speeds do come down, still around 20 miles an hour at times early, and the speeds reduce later in the Sunday afternoon. All right, this is the model I've been showing you as far as helicity. This is storm energy. Kind of gives you an idea of where the most energy lies. And this is Saturday morning. More of that energy be to our south and west. So again, that early Saturday line could be weakening by the time it reaches us, that early Saturday morning round. We'll just have to wait and see, but it'll be moving away from the main energy. But as you go through the day Saturday, a lot of that energy comes right up to our doorstep. Really here, this is why the numbers are so much higher for this part of Alabama and Mississippi, because there's more energy there. But again, you get to that yellow there, it kind of laps up to our doorstep there, Jackson, DeKalb County, Scottsboro, Fort Payne, areas like that. And even into Saturday evening, again, got a little bit more of the energy being pulled up in advance of the main front, the main line of storm. So there'll be some energy there. And then it does really move on out through the overnight on Sunday. So again, from a helicity point of view, this helicity index takes into account shear and also the available potential energy. That's what that composite's showing. There's a lot more energy south and west. That's where the higher potential for tornadoes will be. And we'll have to see how much that energy moves in, and some of the storms can tap into that. So that's another trend we'll keep an eye on going forward into the weekend. Lastly, rainfall. Again, we're still kind of in that 2 to 3 range. Ensemble's kind of the same way. Some of the ensemble models have been down a bit to around more the 2-inch range, but it's still kind of 2 to 3 on average. This is just one single model run. You can see that being in that 2 to 3 inch range there. So again, we'll watch that, because yeah, we can handle the rainfall because it's been very dry. But with the ground hardened, it won't absorb the water as well. And with the rate of rain coming down so fast, you could have excessive runoff and flash flooding more easily occurring. So that's something to also watch for Saturday night. So my friends, that in a nutshell is what we are watching. Again, there's so many different layers and stages to this, and there are no certainties, for sure yet. We do know that there'll be some changes along the way. As I mentioned, the 3 stages we're going to watch for Saturday. First of all, the chance for that, what's left of that first line moving in Saturday morning. Then if we have any storms developing early to mid-afternoon on Saturday, and then the main line approaching Saturday evening and into overnight Saturday night. So those are sort of 3 phases we're watching. If Saturday morning's round is not too strong, it also doesn't stabilize the atmosphere as much. If we don't have the supercell storm development during the afternoon Saturday, that's good. That's lesser of a time to deal with severe weather, but still have to deal with the main line Saturday evening, Saturday night. So a lot of things to watch here. And, I'm watching it too, and I'll keep you updated. Again, that's why I'm here. I'm not one to, cause a fear factor here or cause panic. What we're trying to do is just inform you so you can make those decisions and be better prepared for the weekend. Also, as I say, don't ever be scared. Just be prepared when it comes to severe weather. Have an action plan ready for your house. Go over it with your family, and also have multiple ways of receiving valuable storm alerts. You can get the Storm Track 9 app. It's absolutely free. Turn on your location services on your phone so you get those warnings. Also, No Alert Radio is best to have because it has a backup battery. Sometimes when strong winds occur, cell towers can be damaged, limiting the signal, but the radio signals tend to be stronger with a No Alert Radio. Also, there's WEA wireless alerts you get through your provider, Verizon. I'm just bringing out one, AT&T. But again, be sure your location services are turned on to your phone so you can look at where you are and get you that alert to you. So that's just some ideas moving forward, heading into the weekend. I, of course, will be live back in the studio today starting at 5 o'clock through the evening hours and through the late stage of this evening, and then again for tomorrow. But that's the way things stand for now, and I appreciate all of you for watching. I know there's so many outlets out there on social media, but I appreciate you coming to our page for advice for local weather. And, of course, I'll do my best to keep you updated. Olivia's going to be here tomorrow morning, and Bill Race, and then Olivia and I will have you covered through the weekend. All right? So thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to like my Facebook page if this has been shared to you. Be sure to sign up for my alerts as well on my YouTube channel. We'd love to have you subscribe and be a part of the conversation. But thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll keep you updated as always. I'll see you again starting in studio at 5 o'clock on News Channel 9. Stay safe.